Good morning, everybody from Oita. Just an advance warning of the next episode coming up. The top 10 things I'm learning. I was asked this question by some friends in Tokyo when I was there a couple of days ago. What's it like to be learning as an old man, basically, was the tone of the conversation. And what am I learning? I've set myself the ambitious goal of sailing across the North Pacific before I'm 70. I want to go through the Great Pacific Garbage Patch to a place I've called Nemo North, which is just a notional point of coordinates. And then I want to get on to Vancouver, and I had planned to go this year to see my mum before she forgets who I am. But alas, that was too ambitious. So now I'm cruising Japan, learning how to sail, learning more about my boat, Wahine. So please join me as a rookie sailor trying to realize a dream. I've had to develop a fluency in a new language, boating language. Left is port, right is starboard, front is bow, back is aft. Those are kind of the easy ones. But then there's the toilet is called a head, the kitchen is called a galley, the main doorway into the boat is called the companionway. Ropes are ropes if they're off the dock, but lines once they become on the boat. And once they're put to particular use, they're given different names: halyards, lanyards, preventer lines, etc. So I've had to learn a new language. I've had to learn the difference between lazy jacks and jack lines. These are lazy jacks, the wind guard, and these lines going up, they kind of create a sleeve for the sail to drop in. And then there's the jack lines, which are entirely different purpose. And there are these flat lines, to which I attach my harness, and they're flat so you can step on them and your foot won't roll. I was never a Boy Scout, so I never learned how to tie knots and take care of ropes. So I've been learning how to tie knots, particularly the bowline knot, how to tie the boat up the dock, how to do cleat knots, etc. And that's been fun. I've actually found it quite therapeutic, tying knots, making sure knots look nice and lines look nice. I'm learning that there's more to a diesel engine than a glow plug. I've only really tinkered with engines as a teenager with my first car in 1959 Anglia. I always knew diesel engines were simpler than gasoline engines, but I just remember diesel engines needing a glow plug to warm up the fuel. But I've learned out there's a lot more about them, and with the help of others and learning about the solenoid, the impeller, and so much more, I've yet to learn. She's still a bit of a mystery to me, though, to be fair. Contrary to what most people think, I'm not actually retired. I'm still working in a number of different ways, and so I'm having to learn how to work from the boat, work from a remote location. So I need access to internet. I got to keep my computers dry and away from humidity, and I have to give myself the mental space to both do admin related things and creative things. So learning how to work remotely, which of course now is most of the rest of the world as well. And as part of my working from the boat, one of the things I've had to learn how to do both for the YouTube channel and for the Never Too Late Academy is learn about video production and video editing. And so I've had to learn iMovie. I'm still fairly primitive when it comes to all this, but I'm learning how to edit videos myself. I get the help of others at times. And then there's all the communications and navi systems, both hardware I have to learn how to set up and operate, and then the software I need to know how to use. So, chart plotter with radar, predict wind I have on my iPad, 2 types of radios, satellite phone. This is basically a rescue device. This is my Iridium Go, and having to learn how to use all of those things as well. 2 different microphones. So I'm learning. And then there's weather, having to learn a lot more about the weather. Now, my family's always been crazy about weather and storms, and we're kind of like storm chasers on land, not to an extreme degree, but if there's a thunderstorm or rainstorm, we like to get out and see where the action is. And other friends who visited us at that time kind of laugh at all of us, my wife and my sons. Love chasing storms. But on the boat, at first I was just checking wind and temperature and rain. Then I realized, no, I got to check tides as well to make sure I know when it's safe to leave a port or rounding a cape because of currents. But then more recently, I learned the importance of checking what the projected gusts are for winds and also the cape. And the cape basically measures the energy that's in the atmosphere and the prospect of thunderstorms. So I've really enjoyed learning a lot more about weather and then reading the sky and the clouds. And I've learned a lot about how to navigate bureaucracies, the JCI, Coast Guard, Japan Customs to some measure, and others. It's all good. The people are all willing to help me, but it's complex at times, and it's opened up a world to me I never knew anything about before. I've had to learn a lot about developing a finesse in sailing. I'm nowhere near there yet. Most of my sailing experience has been on lasers and dinghies, where most summers I've sailed in dinghies and lasers, and first in Canada, then in Corfu one summer, and then here in Japan at Lake Yamanakako. And with lasers, I just love getting them going fast and tipping over. But there's a lot more to sailing than just brute force and on the edge. So there's so much more to learn. But everything from even flaking the sail as you drop it, the mainsail. So that I need to learn a lot more about, how to finesse the sailing. And the number one thing I'm learning afresh is it's never too late to learn. I'm just so invigorated by everything I'm taking in. I take it in slowly. I'm not a quick learner in most of these areas, but it's invigorating to be on the edge all the time and learning new things and having to use those things right away. It's more than just theory. It's actually important to my livelihood and my life. So it's never too late. So those are the top 10 things that I'm learning and acquiring skills for since I started to realize this stream. Have a great day, everybody. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and press that notification button. Thanks very much.